Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist and Spiritual Teacher here. Well, what do you think this is? It's a white powder, oop, getting all over me. and take a little taste. Very clean, salty. Well, this is baking soda. And does a great job of healing many things and lots of household uses. And I highly recommend it for all kinds of things. And it's been used for thousands of years. Very inexpensive and has a long history. And it was actually dug up, and it actually is mined not as baking soda, but originally as nacolite. And this is mined all over the world, California, East Coast, throughout the world, and Greece, and just about everywhere. And then that contains natron, which actually was used for thousands of years for a cleaning product, washing and that type of thing. And finally, it was brought into the 1800s, and they actually refined it more and created a product they used also as a medicinal thing. Before that, it actually was used for baking, also making bread, which goes back thousands of years too. And of course, if you take baking soda and vinegar together, it bubbles, and that makes the bread light and airy. So it really works really well for that. Also, there was a lot of cookbooks published that showed, using baking soda was really good. And sometimes people didn't have yeast to make things rise, and later came along baking powder, which is a whole different thing altogether. And so this is a very natural substance. And then we saw the traditional, yellow and white container we see in the grocery stores come along a little later, and we've known for about 150 years now. So it's a very long-lived thing. And there's been some studies about it, a few studies, not really a lot, but a few showing that it really helps with colds and flus. And one of them was actually done showing that if we change our pH, if we have too acid or too alkaline, we get our pH around 7, we actually can shorten the duration of a cold, and we can prevent colds in general. And we're really not sure if that is, still applicable today or not. We need more studies, but there was that one study. Also, in the U.S. Public Health Service did some studies also showing that it could actually, because of the pH change and alkalizing, and prevent, infections, that type of thing. And also prevent flu infections too. Also, the Women's Club and Parent Teachers Association recommended it so we could get rid of and prevent colds and flus in kids, so they would go to school. So it became an institution of something that people kept around the house. And also, I think it's a really good thing to have in case you end up with a grease fire in your kitchen, and you don't want to put water on that no matter what, because that'll just make it go crazy. So you want to pour something like baking soda on it, or even flour or something that just, so it doesn't get oxygen. And it really does a great job of that. Also, there's a process you can take for if you're coming down with a cold and flu, is to take 6 doses of half teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and drink that about in a 2-hour interval process in about 2 hours. Day 2, take 4 doses of half teaspoon baking soda with water. Same thing. Day 3, take 2 doses of half teaspoon, and it should help you with your cold and flu. And so many people out there have said all kinds of things about baking soda, from curing cancer to everything. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's, if it worked to that person, boy, thank God for that. That's for sure. But there is a lot of medicinal uses for baking soda for sure. Also, it helps with pain, and we know that if you have ulcer pain, if you take a little baking soda with water, maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons in a glass of water, that can really help with pain, and it neutralizes the alkalinity in the body. And sometimes being too acid can really cause problems in the body. That's why I recommend doing a lot of green juices to make sure that our alkalinity stays in a good place around 7, or just slightly down below that, and excuse me, up above that. And so it's really good. And that's a natural way to get around being too acid in general. You can actually soak your finger if you had a sore finger, if you have a bacterial infection or something, in baking soda and water, or if you have a splinter in there and it's going to be starting to puff up, we can actually soak it there for a while. That does a really great job also. If you have a terrible sunburn, and if a lot of people are out in the sun right now, so it's a really good thing to take a little bit of baking soda, probably a box of baking soda on the average, and fill up your bathtub with water and pour in a box of baking soda and just sit in that, and that'll allow to soothe away the pain and all the discomfort of the burn in the first place. Also, other burns too can help. If you burn yourself on the stove and that type of thing. All kinds of different ways to use baking soda. It's also a good deodorant. You can take a glass of water, about half a glass of water, put in a little baking soda until it becomes kind of milky white, and you can pat that under your arms, and that will help to get rid of odor also. And really good for digestive problems in general, because it helps to balance the pH. If you get too much acid going in your stomach, that's a real problem. So it can help with heartburn also. And so you can take a little bit of 1 or 2 teaspoons of baking soda and put it in a glass of water and drink that, and does a great job. But there's a lot of over-the-counter remedies that are actually based on that, so very interesting. Also, it's antifungal, and you can use that for fungal infections on your toes and your fingers, and you make a paste and put that on there. Also kills streptococcus bacteria, so that's another thing, is it kills bacteria on a regular basis. So it's another reason for actually using it in toothpaste, and I make my own toothpaste, and I have another video about that also. And so you can use it. It's really good for getting rid of the too many bacteria in our mouth, which we have on a regular basis. We build that up, and so we can make a balance in our mouth and get the good bacteria growing by using a little baking soda on a regular basis. It also boosts up kidney health. There's a good and bad to this. I'll get into the side effects a little bit later also. And so in the Journal of American Society of Nephrology, it was shown that with 134 patients, that actually taking a little bit of sodium bicarbonate every day helped to make the kidneys function a little better and kept people from getting into dialysis and having more problems. So, and overall, there's a lot of other studies showing that it could help also. But remember, it has a lot of sodium in it, and some people that really doesn't work well at all. So that's one of the things I'll talk about in side effects. Also, it helps with urinary tract infections, and a study published in 2017 showed it actually changed the pH of the body, and especially, of the urinary tract system, and that's why cranberries are so important. And it showed that those who took the baking soda on a regular basis had some positive changes. They had less symptoms, and their symptom scores were better in general, especially for women who had urinary tract symptoms of some kind. Also, it can help with muscle fatigue and also with aching muscles, and maybe you're an athlete and you work out. Sometimes you're so sore because you have so much lactic acid built up in your body that you need to counteract that, and taking a little bit of water with well, first of all, water is one of the first things a person should take when they're working out. There's no doubt about that. And a little bit of baking soda can help in a great way. And it also can help people to intensify their workouts, because sometimes, when we start to get sore, we stop working out. There's no doubt about it. And so there's one thing you can rely upon is taking a little bit of baking soda with water. And hydrating is really important. And also, they had a study showing that people who were doing cycling, long distance cycling, if they took a little baking soda with lots of water, they actually improved their scores on their cycling. So, really good. Also, it helps with cancer and chemo. Some people say in studies it actually shows that in animals that it might help with actually killing cancer, and also it helps with the chemo side effects in some ways also. So that's another great thing. And so another person, to get back to the 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of baking soda in a glass of water, 8 ounces of water, and drinking that on a regular basis throughout the day. Like I said, it's a natural deodorant, and it's a great way to go. A lot of these deodorants that we have a lot of aluminum and different things in them, and which are not good for the body in general. So making your own natural deodorant. One I've always really liked also was cedar oil. Excuse me, not cedar oil. Cedar oil also in a dilute type of thing, but cypress oil was the best. Really works great. Cypress oil and I just take 2 drops, put them on my palms, rub them together, and put them under my arms, and boy, it does a great job. Cypress oil. Also, you can get rid of dead skin on your face by making a paste of good old baking soda and rubbing it on your skin, and you can have a vibrant looking lovely skin. And also use a moisturizer with that afterwards and pat it dry. Also, it's great for the hands, for actually softening the hands and that type of thing. Works great for that. Also soothing to the feet, and you can use it as a scrub to get rid of hard, calluses and that type of thing. Also kills toenail fungus on a regular basis. So if you have a fungus, in addition to something else like tea tree oil, you could use also some baking soda on there too. Put that in as a paste on there. Also, yeah, like I said about splinters and itchy skin, if taking the bath, if you have a terrible itch and a rash and you want to take a bath with baking soda, it does a great job of getting rid of a terrible rash. Also, bug bites, if you have the mosquitoes biting you, or chiggers, or we call memes here, little tiny bugs, or any kind of bug, you can just make a paste of baking soda, put it on the area, and boy, that really does a great job of getting rid of the irritation and the pain, and it makes it kind of disappear at the same time. I think that's why a lot of people also put toothpaste on there and bug bites too, because it also a lot of times have baking soda in it. Also, really good for the gums. You can actually make a paste and rub it on your gums. That will help, and that does a great job. It's good for cleansing hair. I'm just hoping to get some. But anyway, it really is a great cleanser for the hair, and also do a nice cleansing with that, and then wash that out, and then put some kind of moisturizer in afterwards, because it can be drying also. I have a whole new video about making my own toothpaste also, which is based on baking soda too, which is really great, and it's a great way to get rid of those bacteria, like I said, and freshen your breath. It works great, wonderful. Also, another thing for fresh breath is to use chlorophyll. If you have bad breath on a regular basis, chlorophyll is wonderful for that. Like I said, heartburn and indigestion, canker sores are a really terrible thing. If you can make a paste and put it on the canker sore, it'll go away within 3 days. Just put it on there 3 or 4 times a day. It does a great job, and it's been trusted for many years. Also, if you have ulcers and you've been, through the gamut of taking everything, you might want to just try some good old baking soda with water, and that might help you in a great way. Whitens your teeth. That's why I also put it into my baking soda toothpaste. So it's the formula's there in that video. I won't go into it right now. Also, there's a lot of natural ways to clean your house. You know, a lot of these cleansers nowadays have so many chemicals in them. They're toxic, really. A lot of the other people were talking about it, and I have to say, we don't use anything toxic in our house, even to the upset of my wife sometimes. I said, no, we're going to use natural stuff around here. Vinegar is a great cleaning agent, and baking soda is another one. And clean your oven. It's a wonderful thing to mix baking soda and vinegar together, you know, really quickly and put it in your oven. And that's a great way to clean your oven. Then you come in and use a scrubber and scrub off anything that's left over. And easily, it really comes off nice and easily. And also you can add some, you know, different types of smells to it, lavender, peppermint, orange, whatever you want to put in there. And some essential oil drops really make that great. If you have a stinky garbage can, you know, I mean, adding a little baking soda to that really works well. Also works well in the refrigerator. You know, everybody's been using that for years and years. So great old baking soda. Good for pots and pans, and especially if you scorch one. How many times have I burned rice accidentally because walking away from it? My wife too. And we have to let that sit, and we use baking soda in there and scrub it, and it gets it clean. Also, a lot of things like carpet freshener. You can just take baking soda. You know, some of these new containers also have the little sifter thing on it now, so you can just put that over the area and then come back and vacuum, and it really does a great job of freshening things up. Also, if you have pets or, you know, in their pet beds, it's a natural way to freshen up their pet beds. In my office, I have a dog bed for the dogs there, and I always put a little baking soda there and then vacuum them, and then they smell great. Also, if you want to get dirt off of your fruits and veggies, it's a great way to take them out of the garden, our organic garden, bring them in, put them in a bucket of a little bit of, take a gallon, or more, make a big bucket, put in 1 or 2 teaspoons of baking soda and let them set for about 20 minutes. And it's a great way to freshen up your vegetables and rinse them off because it has salt in it. So rinse that off. Also, you can clean silverware with it, make a paste and clean your silverware. Even it works as a drain cleaner. You can take baking soda and vinegar, mix them together and put them in your drain and wait about 15 minutes, and that will dissolve a lot of clogs in your drain. Dishwasher help. You know, a lot of times people would use baking soda to wash their dishes in general. It's a great cleaner. There's no doubt about that. And like I've talked about already, I keep it around because of grease fires and that type of thing. Also, it really does a great job on the coffee pot for cleaning. And shower curtains are really a good way to have a non-toxic way of cleaning your shower and your shower curtain. Put a little bit of baking soda in your shoes and then empty them out, or leave it in there overnight is a great way to deodorize your shoes too, which is really important. Also, if you want to put when I take a nylon or a short sock and fill it with some baking soda, or just take a box and open up the top and put it in your closet. That's a great way to deodorize your closet also. Yeah, and then instead of using a lot of soaps and different things, and when washing your car, you can use a little bit of baking soda, which is a really great way to get rid of, you know, the odors, and it does a great job of actually washing the car and getting rid of dirt too. Also, they use it a lot in kitty litter, which helps to get rid of the odors also. There is a ton of different things that it does. You can soak your feet in it. That helps to loosen up, you know, all those calluses and that type of thing. And like I said, it's a detoxing bath. If you have some toxins going on and you're just not feeling good, there's nothing better than a nice warm bath with about a box of baking soda in it, and just sit there for about 15-20 minutes, lay in that for a little while, and you will see all your aches, some of your aches and pains will just kind of disappear, because you're taking, this is our biggest detoxing area of our whole body. Actually, our skin is. So if you actually get rid of all that, those toxins that are coming out, it does a great job. And also, you can use it to clean your barbecue, and you can clean your toilet with it, and your kitchen sink and kitchen cabinets. It really does a great job. Really good for, cleaning anything that the kids have, maybe their toys or their toy chest. Is really good for that. Pour it in your laundry to do your laundry a little bit. Really good for that also. All kinds of things. It does have some side effects. There's no doubt about it. If you take too much, it could lead to a poisoning problem. Nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. So even seizures and coma and death, that's been reported. People take a ton of it. Not good. So you have to remember that 1 teaspoon contains about 1,250 milligrams of sodium. That's a lot, really a lot. And it can raise your blood pressure too. So if you have blood pressure or edema, you have heart failure, circulatory problems, it's not for you. No doubt about that. Also, it can cause imbalances in the body in general. So you gotta check it out, see how it works for you. Also, it has can increase potassium processes in the body, so make sure if you have a potassium overload or something like that, make sure what's going on with you. Right, take a little test dose and see. It's not good for people with potassium problems. Also, if you have edema, liver disease, kidney disease, high blood pressure, I wouldn't take it except externally a little bit. Also, if you're pregnant, nursing, or small children, it's not a good idea. There's no doubt about that. Also, if you're taking prescription drugs, it may interfere with that. So you might want to check that out also. So don't take it for that about 2 hours after or before taking your prescription drugs. That would be a good idea. Also, if you take aspirin or any other kind of herbs or supplements or drugs, that type of thing, it may interact, and also, or diuretics also, it may counteract that type of thing. So you want to make sure that you work with that in general. And so in general, baking soda is a wonderful thing, and it has so many uses, so many great things that you can do with it, and I'm here to help. I ask that you please help me now. I need to increase my subscribers, and I really need to ask you to spread the word, to get out some information about me so people come and listen, and I appreciate that greatly. Also, if you will watch the little ads, that brings 1 or 2 cents towards my wife and I. I don't get anything out of this really for the most part, so I'm doing this because I want to bring health and wellness to the world, and I want to make a difference in your life. I know there's a lot of stress going on right now, a lot of stuff in the world, people seizing, tankers and that type of thing, and be at peace, my friend. These type of things have been going on forever. It's not about what the world is doing, it's about what our world inside is doing is the most important thing. Do your meditation, do your prayers, get out and exercise, take care of yourself, make sure that you eat right. Take care of your mind, your body, your spirit, your relationships, your social life, your financial life, and your core beliefs. All of these are important. And every one of those, if you, don't take care of your body, that impinges upon every other one. It's like a domino effect. So make sure you take care of your lifestyle also. My diet and lifestyle, it's on my website, is important. Lifestyle is important, absolutely, positively. And so if you want to get a hold of me, my phone number is 831-869-9119, 831-869-9119. If you have a short question, I'm here to help you whatsoever. Email is drpaulhader@gmail.com. It's all down below there if you can click show more. And I'd be happy to help you in any way, shape, or form if I can. And also, remember, if you would like to make a donation, up in the corner on my website at paulhaider.com, that's PAULHAIDER.com, is greatly appreciated. There's a donations area up there. And let me know if I can help you. My Skype address is drpaulhader. You can Skype me, you can WhatsApp me, we can tweet me. I don't really follow my tweets that much, but actually you can text me. That's a better way to say it. You can text me, and so I'll get a hold of you one way or another. And if you call me late at night, because I go to bed by 8 p.m., I'll get back to you the next day, I promise, okay? So have a wonderful day, and remember, the most important thing is, I love you.